Hello and welcome to a new video. Today guys we have some spicy battles. Look, every season I spend the bulk of it trying new Pokemons, trying spies and stuff like that. Now this season I built my rank 1 Rapidash because, as you know, the old Hisui format, the one that was actually announced and we made videos about, I made a rant about it. It had Rapidash available. And Rapidash actually looked somewhat good. I mean, Incinerate got buffed. It has quite some good moves. Quite similar to Talonflame actually, since they both have access to Flame Charge. And Drill Run is a clone of Fly. Well, technically Fly is a clone of Drill Run, but you get the point. As you know, for first game, we top left right away. As you know, Ground is good in this meta. Pretty good, especially for a Fire type. So every season I try a new, we have a battle versus a awesome battlers, a great one. Anyway, what I was trying to say is every season, while I'm trying a few spicy Pokemons, I find one that actually performs well. Last season this was Camerupt. I have featured my battles with Camerupt. Well, they were featured by Taffy Star if you follow her. Last season it was Shadow Camerupt. It performed absolutely great and I did climb greatly with it. Now this season the same thing happened with Rapidash. I was initially running it with Annihilape on the lead, but I powered my Annihilape to Ultra League when Ultra League was around, so I was like, you know what, instead of building a new one, Trevenant actually does the same role basically. I mean, it's less effective versus Bastiodon, but more effective versus Whiscash. And this team is built basically around baiting out Bastiodon or Whiscash with Drapion, Shadow Drapion, and Shadow Drapion is amazing in this meta. I can't believe how good it is. I mean, it resists the licks from Lickitung, same with Sableye. Crunch hits like a truck, absolute truck. And if you get a debuff, you can flip a lot of matchups, especially if you land the first debuff on Crunch, and Aqua Tail is pretty fast and gives it somewhat of a good coverage. So all in all, this team is actually quite great. So let's see. I believe I went 9-0 and 9-1, was it? At least the recorded one. I actually climbed a lot higher because I was very low in Elo. I started at 800 to 700, something like that. So I did push quite good because we are now playing near the legend. Alright, so let's commentate on the games. We have look, Trevenant versus Azu is good. You can win the zeros, but as you see, well, Ice Beam takes like 80%, but still we are in a good place. Here they can basically only hit us with either neutral, non-stab, which is Ice Punch, or they hit us with resisted damage. So all in all, we are good. Sadly, they make a move. I have to shield because Rapidash is very classy. The idea behind this team is to bait out the potential threat to Rapidash and to give shield advantage to Rapidash, and both Trevenant as well as Drapion are good in this role. They deal great damage. Drill Run is a bit cheaper than Flame Charge, so you'll see me going for Drill Run a lot. As you see here, my opponent actually needed to farm it down in order to land a return on Drapion, or else they will lose if they give up energy. So they had to commit to their win con, and sadly it didn't work out for them. Alright, I was playing all these games during the Sinnoh Tour, by the way. Alright, picking up a great lead. Deoxys. They strong after 5, which means this is a Psycho Boost, meaning that they will throw and dip afterwards. And they do dip into what seemed to be a Sableye. I don't bait, I hate baiting, most of the times. And when I decide to bait, I always get like, it's always the wrong timing. My opponent always call it. But generally I don't like baiting. It could give you an edge sometimes, but not my cup of tea. Here I'm going for Flame Charge instead of Drill Run because Incinerate deals a lot of damage. Because Deoxys also has a lot of defense, not so much HP. Here I'm baiting, for example, which is a dumb move, uncalled for. It wasn't needed by any means, so yeah, I was hoping here they will let it go, they don't. And I was hoping somehow I can make another one, because I'm filming. But I end up putting myself in a tough situation because they go for a Surf. This one won't KO, and my Trevenant did take a couple Shadow Claws from Sableye as well as a Psycho Boost, so it's not very healthy. So this game is looking very tough. I was forced to go for Aqua Tail because they will throw one move before I reach Crunch, because I went CMP and my opponent knows that. They live with 1 HP and they make a Thunderbolt. And we live with 1 HP and they did sneak a Shadow Claw. What a game. This was some pretty good game. By the way, my game lags a lot. Like for example, you see now, I don't see my opponent, what they have a badge most of the time. Same applies to me because I don't see my own badge. My GPS is always wrong somehow. I don't know. Tough swap, although it's somewhat good in the league, it's a tough swap and we are forced to go for a Shadow Ball. I was really hoping they won't shield. They end up shielding, however I can still take a Sky Attack and I can make a Crunch and I can make another one afterwards. We get the defense drop, but doesn't matter, still Aqua Tail won't KO, so I have to commit to Crunch, which I make because my Drapion, as you see on the right, has some decent IVs. It's, I believe, rank 120, something like that. The other two are rank 1, by the way. Both of these are old, back when I used to commit to rank 1 Pokemons. And as you see here, because we were able to commit to it and keep alignment in particular, we are in somewhat of a good situation. I can throw here on CMP exactly, and this should KO. It does KO, however they will farm me down, sadly, before. However, exactly, I was anticipating they will throw right away, so I didn't throw. Instead I snuck an entire Incinerate through, and now they have no win con because I win CMP, so even if they go for somehow a move here, I will still win. So this is HG. Good game there. Let's see, let's move into the next one. This team, I'm telling you guys. Alright, this is the first set. I believe we lost the first one actually. I top left it right away because I was hard countered. And we went 4-1. So now we are at 2-9-8-5, which is basically legend rank. I mean, we are in legend range. I did climb a bit afterwards too. Okay, very tough lead for us. We'll swap into, sadly, our hardest counter here. Okay, my opponent appears to have tapped the wrong Pokemon probably, and they quit right away. I'm so sorry for that. It happens to all of us. In these situations, I'm forced to go for Drapion, despite it actually being the hard answer for Lickitung, rather than the soft answer, which is Rapidash. Technically, Rapidash isn't fully an answer. Rapidash is good against everything as long as you give it energy advantage and shields. Alright, here I was either slow on the swap, or I was like, you know what, I'm gonna have to commit a shield either way, so I might as well get a few Shadow Claws advantage. My opponent's shields, not knowing that Incinerate will take them out, destroys them after it got boosted. That was good, that was good. This Pokemon is actually broken when you give it shields. Look at this, it's eating through opponent team. Now things got somewhat tough because they have access to a dark move for us here with Trevenant, and they have Dragon Claw and Dragon Tail for Drape, and Drape can only hit for resisted because we don't have Sludge Bomb. We are running Aqua Tail for potential Bastiodon and stuff like that, but we can still outpace, and one Crunch will KO because much like Deoxys, same applies actually to what's this called, Guzzlord? Oh no, actually I believe Guzzlord is the other way around. It has actually high HP and low defense, so yes, the charge move actually deals a lot. Fast move mostly goes to defense and vice versa. Anyway, let's move into the next one. We are playing against the Holy Jesus, and Jesus has Charm, of course. We can bait out here. This is the only scenario I bait out with because they almost always shield. Okay, we see I went for Aqua Tail right away. Why? Because my opponent was staying. What does this mean? It means that they are waiting until I build Sludge Bomb, exactly, in order to try and catch it. They have a Whiscash in the back. So what do we do instead? We take another shield for them, and now I'm happy to let this go. Here they will outpace me, but I can survive this, so I don't have to shield. Instead, I will live and I will go for the Seed Bomb. And now, technically speaking, on paper, I have 3 shields. However, my opponent has something that can beat me with ease. Okay, it's good to see Mantine rather than Pelipper, because Pelipper will destroy this Pokemon completely, even down 2 shields. But Mantine on the other hand hits only for neutral. Also I have to shield because, you know, here I need to watch for a swap, because if they successfully swap the catch, aft also, well, we can and we can survive one wing attack here, so I can throw double up and throw. Okay, I go for the drill run, not because I'm some sort of a cool dude or something, but simply because drill run needs less energy, and I wasn't sure how much energy I have. I'm not very familiar with the energy generation of Incinerate and stuff like that, so I was going for the safer move, since I know it's double debuffed. Even though it's double resisted, it's double debuffed, and my opponent is very low, so it was guaranteed to KO. But other than that, of course, I'm not trying to be Am by any means, or mean no disrespect. I'm very sorry for that. Here my opponent tough lead and even a tougher safe swap. However, they seem to have a not so great IVs for Whiscash, and we get the defense. And this is what I was talking about earlier, because if we get a defense drop on the first crunch, the second crunch will destroy our opponent, and now we have alignment. This matchup isn't all that comfortable because they can safely shield. Because I have to shield, even knowing it's actually an aerial ace, I'm still forced to shield. Here we need only 2 on the next, so we see MP, I believe, in this one. So if they shield, I will let it go. They shielded, I will let it go. Now I can safely farm them down with Trevenant. Oh, they have Empoleon, we can outpace, right? We can outpace. This should, of course, KO Empoleon. And just like that, we are good to go. Even if they throw. Oh, okay, we snuck a Shadow Claw, so this is a GG at this point. Alright, let's move into the next one. Now, let's see. Who are we going to face? Anyway, guys, this team is really fun. And if you have already hit Legend, I highly suggest you use it. Of course, if you are pushing, it doesn't make sense to use it, but check out my other teams. I made a top teams for the final push. Check it out. It has 3 teams for Great League. One of them is my top performing team. I highly recommend this one. My opponent shields. What does this tell us? It tells us that it has a Pokemon that doesn't want to see Trevenant. Now, what is very common to see with Bastiodon? Well, it's Shadow Victory. So I'm 100% sure now that they have Shadow Vic in the bell. However, yeah, now we are done, so they don't really have to shield, but neither do we. Oh, they don't have shields. Okay, I was talking too much. I can form up a bit extra, but this is a GG by this point. I have 1 shield, and the other Pokemon is, yeah, most likely, well, Wigglytuff. It's very common, and Rapidash can easily, with 1 shield, take care of both. Here, I believe I don't throw right away exactly to see how much Incinerate would do. And man, it did like 40%, 50%. So this was satisfying to watch, not gonna lie. I was happy. Okay, another set done. We got a 5-0. Here I believe my GPS, yeah, my GPS failed. So I have to stop recording and then start recording again after closing and then restarting the app. This is so frustrating. My GPS signal, I lose GPS signal all the time. I don't know why. Maybe it's my place, it has bad coverage or something like that. I'm not so sure. Anyway, it was irritating since I was technically outside. We catch Fallings. I don't even bother checking IVs, and I don't even see the legend run, but we hit 3058 with this team, which is actually pretty high. It's legend rank. All in all, if you had hit Legend already, I highly recommend you to try this team. And even if you don't want this team in particular, but you want to try Rapidash, again, I highly recommend it. It's very fun to use. It performed quite well, and can't wait for the next season to see if it will still do well. I will try to push with it from the start. I really enjoyed it that much, guys. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you do, please consider liking, subscribing, and giving feedback. That's all I can do. And if you are trying to climb, of course, check out my playlist. It's How to Climb, its name. I'm trying to go as steady as possible and as slow as possible with the steps in order to teach anyone that doesn't really know anything about PvP to go from basically a new player into a legend player. When it's done, of course, it's gonna take like I believe 10-15 videos at least, but we are going uploading like 3, 4 days, 5 days between each one, so it's pretty consistent. So check it out. With that being said, of course, have a good day, guys. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Probably will make a video when the move update will drop out, and we will make a very, very deep and very long analysis video. So see you then. Bye bye.